Hi everyone, welcome back to the PWTorch YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie Chase and I'm here with the All Elite Wrap-Up, bringing you the latest stories from AEW. First up today, we have some drama. Now, the MMA Hour's Ariel Helwani and Tony Khan have had some public beef before after Tony was interviewed by Ariel, but it's gotten worse. So on Friday evening, Ariel appeared on WWE SmackDown ahead of Elimination Chamber. And after his appearance, Tony Khan tweeted, "You're a fraud at Ariel Helwani. You're as legitimate of a reporter as Tony Schiavone. Hashtag AEW Rampage." Well, Ariel replied to this saying, "Thanks for watching, old friend. Can't wait for our next chat. Also, don't listen to the snowman, Schiavone. You're a legend in my books." Then Khan replied, "Good luck with the unbiased journalism." Then the next night at Elimination Chamber, Michael Cole introduced Ariel as the unbiased Ariel Helwani, who asks all the hard-hitting questions, whether you want to answer them or not. Now, Ariel has spoken about this on his MMA Hour podcast. He said he talked to someone backstage Friday who suggested that due to him being tied to Montreal, he should be part of the broadcast. He credited Triple H for making this happen. He shouted out Paul Heyman, who spoke to him about how he would deliver his message. And he said he made it a point not to look at his phone backstage while he was soaking in the moment. And he saw Tony Khan's tweet, and at first he thought it wasn't even real. Ariel went on to call Tony's tweet an own goal, and he said that Tony had turned down interviews with him in the past due to his BT Sport connection. He debated whether or not he should reply to this tweet. Then he said that the tweet would have ruined the night for the old Helwani, but he wasn't going to let this happen. And he said people were buzzing backstage about Khan's tweet towards him. Ariel said he sent his tweet on the way home because he felt bad for Tony Schiavone. Then Ariel said he was invited back to Elimination Chamber and was told he'd be in the crowd with George St. Pierre. And Michael Cole said to him, "Just wait until you see how I introduce you." Ariel said it wasn't until he went backstage that he saw what Cole had said, and people were giving him high fives, and he tweeted his joke towards Tony Khan because it popped the boys in the back. "I felt like I was part of the team," he said. If I disappointed you by doing this WWE appearance, I don't give a..." He said it was a one-off and there's no plans for him to do anything further, and he joked that he's up for hire for AEW as well, and they should even release a fraud t-shirt. Ariel went on to say that he is not a wrestling journalist. He is an MMA journalist and would not work for an MMA promotion. And he says he wants to have fun and do things that give him joy, and that's what WWE is. He doesn't do daily wrestling news or have a website. And he doesn't understand the constant comparisons between him and like Dave Meltzer on social media. All I can say about this is, to me, it is really, really childish for these guys to be going back and forth with these jabs on Twitter. Tony, as a CEO of a company, should be way above this, and Ariel, as a journalist, an MMA journalist, should be above this as well. They both just look bad. Moving on Saturday, we had New Japan's Battle of the Valley. On the show, AEW's Eddie Kingston defeated Jay White, sending him out of New Japan completely. Who knows where Jay will go next, whether it will be WWE or AEW, but I'm sure it will be a surprise. In the audience was AEW's CM Punk, who's been a bit of a recluse ever since All Out Brawl Out, but he was there with his friends Lars from Rancid. Sean Wassap of Fightful.com said that Punk is said to have inquired a month ago about being able to attend the event. And yeah, everyone was talking about it. There were several fan photos of him in the audience, including ones talking to him with Giselle Shaw from Impact and Scott D'Amore from Impact as well. We also have had former AEW wrestler Leo Rush speak about his departure. He was talking to Chris Van Vliet, and he said that he came into AEW with trauma from his WWE run, and that he has spoken to Tony Khan a number of times since his exit, but he's happy with what he's doing right now, and he's not trying to will anything to happen between himself and AEW. But if something happens, so be it. Now, over to my side of the pond. OTT Wrestling, the Irish wrestling promotion, has announced that Jon Moxley will not be at Scrapper Mania event next month. Instead, he's been replaced by Eddie Kingston and a second AEW talent that has yet to been announced. Now, this announcement by OTT was made about 2 weeks after everyone worked out that Moxley would not be at the event. The event is on the same date as AEW's first house show in Ohio, which Moxley was heavily advertised for as the hometown boy. Moxley had been scheduled to wrestle on the St. Patrick's Day show against Trent Seven, and then the next day against Big Damo. Kenny Omega was on the Swerve City podcast. He spoke about how he's more gun-shy in wrestling compared to his younger years, getting older, or he said he's just less willing to do crazy things right now at the stage that he's at in his career. He also spoke about the AEW video game, which he's been heavily involved in. There's still like no official release date for that. He said it's been held up because they wanted to get a teen rating by the ESRB, the ratings system for video games. It has since gotten that teen rating. He said it does suck because the rating has held us back a little bit because we really wanted to get it out. The longer the time goes by, this finished product that we have of a game is just going to be a little dated, right? Sure, a lot of the game people are going to be there, but some aren't. And you've got to wonder why. I've seen this guy on TV for weeks. Why isn't he in the game? It's because the game has been done, but we've had to try and get our game in a position to be rated so that we can sell it. So now I can positively say that we're headed back in the right direction. Now, of course, tomorrow night is AEW Dynamite. Let's look at the lineup. We are going to have the All Atlantic Championship on the line. Orange Cassidy will be taking on Wheeler Yuta. We will have the former tag team champions, The Acclaimed, take on Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. Saraya will be facing Sky Blue. And we are also going to have John Moxley versus Evil Uno. And there's the tag team battle royale for a spot in the tag team title match at Revolution. We will have a promo from Bryan Danielson. Tony Schiavone will sit down with the returning Christian Cage. And Tony Khan has an important announcement. So who knows what Tony's announcement will be? I wonder, is the language important? Is an important announcement, not a huge announcement? Maybe it's about the video game, since Kenny just said that it looks ready for release. Maybe it's to do with some of the trademarks he's been recently filing, like there was a Collision one. Maybe it's about some new dates, like remember the time he was going to make an announcement on UK shows and he then just said London. That's all they said on the broadcast. So who knows what Tony's important announcement will be, but we'll definitely be tuning in for that. Don't forget to subscribe to the PWTorch YouTube channel and have your notifications on, because Zach and Tyler will be previewing Dynamite ahead of the show. And then on Thursday, it's a fireside chat where they will talk about everything that happened on the show and so much more in the world of wrestling. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Stephanie Chase, and I will see you with the All Elite wrap-up next time.